Right now, what we want to do is be consistent on social media. Right now, I want you to be using video to grow your business, your social media presence. Right now, I want you to be engaging with your audience. Right now, I want you to have a plan for consistency. I want you to be scheduling your social media. I want you to think of the core topics that are the topics that you will always write about, like a dozen topics. That's where you go back to. You find things that you can write with those 12 topics. Hello, I'm Debbie Shadid, the host of the Life Coach Business Building Podcast. If you are ready to have more clients in your life coach business, then you're in the right spot. Each week, I'm going to teach you super simple strategies to grow your business without feeling overwhelmed and without spending money on paid ads. Now, if that sounds interesting, stick around and let's get started. I have a question for you. How do you feel about social media? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's podcast. So, welcome. I am curious, do you love social media or do you hate it? Most of the women that I work with are stressed out about social media. They're overwhelmed and they have in their mind that it's hard. So today I'm going to talk about social media kind of in three parts. We're going to talk about some basics of social media and I answer some questions. We're going to talk about some of the how-to and the tools that I use. And then in the last part, I'm going to talk to you about content. Some ideas for what you could be posting. I want to encourage you to go to debbieshadid.com/free social media, because I'm going to give you guys a 30-day content calendar for coaches. It's going to have 30 ideas that you can use. Just take them and create social media content. You're going to find out how easy it actually is. Let's get started with me answering a few basic questions. Number one, do you guys have to do social media? People ask me that all the time. And I say, well, do you want to be in business? Now, you don't have to do social media. And I have some clients that don't do social media. And I say, okay, well, if we're not going to do social media, then we have to do something else. But honestly, social media is free. It's a way for you to connect with people. It's a way for you to be seen. Why would you not do it? The second question that people ask me is, well, how many times should I post? And again, I'm going to say, well, how much business do you want? I want you to pick a number of days that you can consistently do every day, every week, whatever it is, consistently. That's how many days a week I want you to post. All right. The next question is, where do I post on social media? Well, I'm going to ask you to pick the platform that you feel most confident with. I have a client this last week that was telling me that she was stressed out because she was going to have to be on Instagram. She was already on Facebook. She felt like she was missing out. I said, okay, hold on. For this particular person, I honestly believe that if she is on her personal Facebook page and that she is consistently on there talking about what she does, that her people will actually be there and that she could actually find enough people to connect with that she'll actually have a great business just from using her personal Facebook page. So I said, just give yourself a break. You don't have to be on Instagram and Facebook. Now, ideally, you would be on Instagram and whatever you post there, you would share over to Facebook. But we know that if you do that, you're going to have to share it over to your business Facebook page. And at the time of recording this, business Facebook pages do not get much activity. So you could share it to your business Facebook page and then forward it to your personal page. That's up to you. I want to make sure also that your Instagram page is a professional page. Now, why is that? Well, number one, you can schedule within Instagram if you have a professional or a business Instagram page. You just take the regular page that you've already had and you convert it to a business or professional page. You can also schedule through Meta if you have a business page on Facebook or a professional page on Instagram. Now, you cannot schedule using your personal page. What about hashtags? Here's the thing I want to say. Hashtags are important, but don't make them a deal breaker. Could you use them? Sure, use them. Will it help you? Yeah, it'll help you. The one thing that I want to share with you that's interesting is you actually want to use hashtags with fewer. If you go look at a hashtag and it says like life coach, I don't know what the number of life coaches are. It will tell you how many posts there are with life coach, but it could be that the hashtag life coaching might actually have fewer posts. And I haven't done the research on this, so you should go look yourself. This will be a great place for you to start. You actually want to use the hashtag with fewer posts on it. So that's kind of a little bit about hashtags. Most people think they want to use the one where it's got the highest number of posts, but you actually want to use one with the smaller amount of posts. All right, video. Yes, you should be doing video. And here's the deal, you guys. If you record it on your iPhone, which is where you're going to record it, or on your Android, you can record and you don't have to share it. You can record right in Instagram and you can redo it and retake it. You don't have to hit publish. So just start practicing. Now, I use a small tripod that I put my phone on. I make sure that I have really good lighting. And I typically have an idea of what I want to talk about, kind of an outline. So that's what you should know about video. Video obviously gets more views. That's what Instagram is interested in showing. And you'll want to add captions to it. So that's kind of the basics that you need to know about social media. You might want to be only on LinkedIn, depending on the business that you have, because your people might not be on Instagram. Pinterest is like a long-term strategy, so I don't think we need to worry about that. But if you are blogging and again, you don't have to blog to be successful as a coach, but if you are doing some of those things, you can go on Pinterest as well. When we think about TikTok, go on TikTok if you want to. Some of the coaches have great success. It's not where I am. But what I will say is every time there is a new social media platform that comes, what I do want you to do is to get your name over there. And ideally, you have your name on every platform exactly the same. So you can find me everywhere at Debbie Shattuck. That's exactly why I want them to be all the same, because when you run into somebody, you can tell them that. Or when you're on a workshop or a podcast like today, you can say, find me everywhere at Debbie Shattuck. The second part of what I want to discuss with you is about tools and kind of the how-to basics. Now, you guys know I love branding and I want you to have a consistent brand. I also would love for you to use Canva because Canva is amazing. If you guys have not watched my Canva training, go watch it and you can get 30 days of graphics for free. Now, you'll have to watch the training, and if you watch it till the end, it'll come up on the screen and you can click and download those graphics. What I want you to do is have a consistent brand image so that you're utilizing your colors and you are using your fonts. At some point, you're going to want to have some kind of photo shoot where you take photos that you're going to utilize for your social media, whether it be headshots that you have or whether it be in your office. You can look at my social media. I have a variety of different kinds of posts. Now, you can do those yourself. I actually have some clients that have used their phone. They have actually set up a timer on their phone and they've done photo shoots themselves. So don't make this hard. Just go ahead and either take photos yourself or schedule a time for a photo session. The one thing that I will tell you when it comes to photos is that you want to have a variety of different kinds of poses. So you want to have some sitting, you want to have some vertical, you want to have some horizontal, some standing, and you also want to have some with what they call the rule of thirds, which means that you are actually in 1/3 of the photo and 2/3 of the photo is blank. That is the image that you could put graphics over or you can put copy over. That's particularly good if you're ever going to be featuring like a workshop and you want to have your face on part of it and you want to have copy on the other part. So again, the background would be kind of a plain background. That's the basics of photos. When you go into Canva, obviously you can upload all the photos, you create your main content look, and you try to keep most of the style the same. You want to have something that's what I call spacious, to where it's not packed with information on every single graphic. Once you create, let's say 30 templates, then you just duplicate those for the next month and use them again. That's what makes this so easy to be able to use Canva. Now, I do like for you to schedule your social media, and let me just tell you why, is because you can confidently run your business and approach your business and send people to your social media pages when you know you have consistent content. For all of us as women, we have many things going on in our lives. It's impossible to predict what's going to happen outside of the coaching hours that you have committed and that you've sold and clients are booked. Obviously, you show up to those and you're there, but oftentimes when it comes to social media or marketing in general, it's so easy to put that off. So if you have it scheduled, you kind of have your rear covered. What I recommend that you do is that you schedule something for today. Then you go ahead and schedule 90 days out, the exact same thing, right? You can just repurpose content. Then when you get to 90 days out, if you've got some new ideas, go ahead and replace those posts. But you know that you've got yourself scheduled. And at some point, you'll have content scheduled all the time. So your content can be used over and over. I schedule using Later, and I use Later because I can schedule more than one platform. So I can use my LinkedIn, my Pinterest, my Instagram, and my Facebook. You don't have to be on all those platforms. Just pick one. That's what I do. You can also schedule for free through Instagram. And also you can schedule Facebook and Instagram through Meta, M-E-T-A, which is the company that owns Facebook and Instagram. It's so, so nice to be able to get that done. You can use your desktop or laptop to be able to do some of that scheduling, but some of it's going to have to be on your phone. The same way goes with video. Now, you can record video for social media on your desktop, just like you do a Zoom, and you can use that. And you guys have seen where you can go into Canva and get a template where just the video fits in the middle, and you've got a graphic kind of on top and a graphic below so that it becomes a vertical graphic with the video in the middle. Or you can use your phone and record all your videos, save it to your phone, upload it into Canva, and to be able to add graphics to it. I recommend that you add captions to every single video that you do. If you're like me, I lay in bed at night and look at my phone and I have it on silent. So I need to read the captions. Descript is one of the caption services that I recommend that you use, but you guys can do it for free in Instagram. So if you go in Instagram and you record something, you can go to where the stickers are. That's up at the top, either in Reels or Stories when you have recorded it. And if you click on that kind of smiley face square sticker, you'll have a drop-down menu. There'll be captions. There'll be kind of like links that you can add there, cute little things you can add to whatever it is you record. And then you can save it. And you don't have to post it right at that moment. So that's kind of a little bit about the tools. What I want to say is that I want you to really just do B- work. Like just get it done. The only way that you get good at this is by doing it. If you are doing video, I recommend that you get straight to the point. You do not need to introduce yourself when you start your video. Nobody cares. They're looking for 3 tips for something, or they're looking for something right away as soon as you start. You've got like 3 seconds, actually probably a second or 2 to get their attention. That's it. You think about your own activity. Think about the Instagram videos or Instagram posts or Facebook posts or LinkedIn posts that you engage in and the ones that you're most interested in. That should be a clue of what you want to do. What I want you to do is to make a plan for content. And then I just want you to follow it. Is there like a certain way that's the best way? Probably, but the best way for you is whatever is easiest. It could be as simple as saying, every Monday, I'm going to share like a term or a word that has to do with my niche. Every Tuesday, I'm going to share a transformation. Every Wednesday, I'm going to make an offer for like my workshop or get my freebie. Every Thursday, I'm going to share something about my story, about why I came to coaching. You guys see what I'm saying? You just pick the day, pick something super simple, very basic. And then every Monday, you talk about whatever that topic is. So you can sit down and do your content for the month. And it's like, all right, there's 4 Mondays in this month, and I just need to come up with 4 of whatever the topic is for Monday. Do whatever you can to keep it the easiest and the most basic. So part 3 of this podcast, I mentioned that I was going to talk to you about content. I want you to head over to debbieshadow.com/free social media, where you can grab your 30 days of free social media content ideas for coaches. I've done that so you guys can have 30 ideas that you can just take and use. Just do whatever it is to make it easiest for you to be able to get your social media done. Now, if you're going to write your own content, one of the things that I talked about a couple of weeks ago in a free training that I did was about using a format, the same format all the time. That would be to start out with a hook. Now, what is a hook? A hook is exactly like an email subject line, except that it's in a social media post. A hook is a statistic that is shocking. It's a statement of intrigue. It's something to get somebody to open up the message that is on social media. Now, if you are using Instagram, I want you to look at your phone when you're done listening to this podcast, and you'll see that the first line or line and a half, then it says more, ... more. You want your hook to be before the more part on your social media in Instagram. The second part is the hook. Then there is supporting information that supports the hook or a story that's related to the hook. So that could be something that is further describes what the statistic is all about. And then there's something about the offer or the ask. Now, in my workshop, I gave an example about a hook that's about coaching. And here it is. 81% of coaches never make a dime in their coaching business. Now, that's a hook that gets your attention. The supporting information or story is this. I know this to be true because I did the research and I referenced this article about the 81%, this statistic that I found. But I also know this to be true because the women that I talk to, and I've talked to a lot of coaches inside my free workshops and also on consultation calls, and also just when I've done free coaching, I can tell you that more than 81% of the coaches that I talk to have not made any money. So you might be in this category as well. That would be an example of supporting information. And then the call to action or offer would be, if you want to change your results and move into the 19% of the coaches who will make money in their business or who are making money in their business, then I want to invite you to have a consultation call with me. That is a hook, which is 81%, the stat, the supporting information that backs up the stat, and then the call to action, which is move from being one of the 81% to being 19% of the coaches who make money in their coaching business. Do that by having a consultation with me and working with me to grow your coaching business. All right. That is one way that you can do your content, and that can be the way you do every single post that you do. Then let me share with you a bunch of ideas of how you can come up with content for your social media. One thing would be to share your favorite books. That for sure is something that gets everybody's attention. You could definitely offer your freebie. You could talk about the objections to hiring a coach. That is so helpful, you guys. If you will address the objections up front, whether that be investment, whether that be like fear of not getting what you want. You could also have your frequently asked questions that people ask about either coaching or about your niche or about your offer. You could talk about a mindset hack that you use. You could talk about industry news. You could predict what's going to happen in the future when it comes to your niche. I will tell you that I think coaching in the next couple of years is going to be something that everybody utilizes. I think that there's going to be more and more people that will see the value in coaching. And so if you are in the coaching business and you're not growing your coaching business, get going, my friend, because I really do think that The coaching world has already exploded, but it's only going to get more and more and more people understanding the value of coaching. You could share your top 10 list to get X. You could share before and after transformations. You could show what is really happening in your life. You could show a day in the life of you at work. You could dispel myths. Now, those are kind of ideas that you might use on Instagram or Facebook. The one thing I want to mention is when it comes to LinkedIn, you guys can share other people's posts, and that actually does really well for a lot of people because you are sharing somebody else's, an industry expert, a podcast, something like that. And the people that you've shared from really appreciate that. So you're kind of exposing yourself to somebody else's audience. You can share statistics. Obviously, on LinkedIn, we want to have some kind of measurable things. We want to have best practices. You want to have things that are engaging and relevant to business or business growth or industry news of what is happening in the world as it relates to your niche. You want to invite people to connect with you through a link in your bio. So you might want to have something that is either a link tree, or you want to have a page on your website where you have multiple links and you just send them to like debbieshadid.com/Instagram. Now, that's not the link that I'm currently using, but I've used that before where we had a page on our website that we had all of the various things that I was offering so that if somebody was going to sign up for my workshop, I could say, head to the link in the bio. If you wanted a freebie, I could say, head to the link in the bio, and it had multiple links in it. If you wanted to do something like journaling prompts, that would be pretty fun because you could do a carousel with questions, but you could also do a video of yourself journaling, and the captions that come up while you're journaling could be the journal questions. I just want to have you really get out of your comfort zone and get yourself doing some video. The only way you will ever get comfortable with that is by doing it multiple times. So set up your tripod and record yourself working. Set up your tripod and do some practice videos. Go take any coaching calls or video sessions that you've done, of course, with the permission of your clients. Put them into Descript and get clips of those. If you guys have a workshop that you've done, again, you could do the same thing, put the video into Descript, get your captions on there, and just clip out a portion that you can use for social media. All right, I want to talk briefly about growth. Growth is slow, you guys. Let's just be honest about this. It really is. And that is okay. Because just like I told you when I talked about list building, you don't need a huge list to make money in your coaching business. You also do not need a huge following or big engagement to be able to grow your coaching business. It really only takes a few people to pay attention to you. And what I want to tell you is you cannot measure it by likes or comments because people are lazy. They don't like or comment hardly anything. So if you want to grow your business, then start engaging with other people. And I would pick a few key people that you want to engage in consistently. The more consistently you comment and your picture comes up and you commented and you've written something out, if your ideal client hangs out there, they're going to see you commenting on posts and very likely either go follow you or go engage with you too. So it works really well, you guys. Yes, it takes time, but in the beginning of your business or until you are fully booked, you've got time to do these kind of things. So that's a way to grow as well. Now, the algorithm is always changing. And so I get questions like, what do I do about that? I've heard that it's like this now. Here's what I have to say. Don't worry about it. Right now, what we want to do is be consistent on social media. Right now, I want you to be using video to grow your business, your social media presence. Right now, I want you to be engaging with your audience. Right now, I want you to have a plan for consistency. I want you to be scheduling your social media. I want you to think of the core topics that are the topics that you will always write about, like a dozen topics. That's where you go back to. You find things that you can write with those 12 topics. All right, just do something, anything to make this easy for yourself. When you start thinking that it's hard, you guys are not going to be doing it. When you say like, how could I make this easy? What could I write about today? And you just approach it that way. And you decide to, maybe use my format, which I said was hook, supporting information, story, call to action, or offer. Just do that. Do that until you figure out the next way. Do not forget, head over to debbieshadid.com/free social media and get the 30 days of content ideas. I hope this was helpful to you. Social media should be part of all of your marketing, honestly. When we think about creating that marketing plan for you, it needs to be an opt-in to grow your email list. It needs to be email marketing. Definitely needs to be social media. You guys know how I feel about workshops. From there, we'll talk about more ideas. But for now, make sure you get on social media. One last thing, go follow me on social media and tell me you listen to this podcast, and I will follow you and I will engage with you. How about that? You engage with me and I'll engage with you. All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. Go get on social media and I will see you when you tag me at Debbie Shadid. Until next time, have an amazing week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies, that is it for today. Before we go, I want to invite you to head over to debbieshadid.com. I have this incredible Canva training specifically designed for life coaches, where I'm going to teach you how to use Canva to create beautiful graphics to market your life coaching business. All right, have an amazing week. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.